Let's go to business funding. Can we go there? Number one, what is in your hands? That's my first question. Number one, what is in your hands? If you have nothing in your hands, you have nothing to give the world. I was an undergraduate student when I began speaking to students in high school. I knew those days I couldn't speak to corporates. I spoke to the people where I qualified to speak to. Some of the schools I went, they invited me to speak to parents. In those parental meetings, some of the parents who heard me speak were corporate leaders. They began to invite me in their companies. I've now traveled virtually in every continent. But it began with one question: what is in your hands? Is this only true for me? Absolutely not. Douglas and Jacob left Moore University age 24 and 25. I carried Jacob. He's here in our midst. You can look for him after this. I carried him. He asked me questions about something he wanted to do. And finally, they launched Africa Car, a car tracking system using mobile phone. They have gotten awards in 4 countries. Tony Iros, he's here in our midst. Again, you can talk to him after this. A dear friend of mine who did mass communication at the University of Nairobi. He asked himself in those days when there were no jobs in Kenya, what can I do with my hands? He decided to become a hairstylist. Most of you who follow me on social media, you know I have launched a business in beauty. I don't run it. It is run by my Mercy, who is together with me here. We have a couple of them, and some of the products we use are Tony Iros products, because the guy is so obsessed with quality and standards, he ensured even his products meet the same criteria. My friend, Peter Kenovia, did the same. He launched it in the 90s, and when he sold Nice and Lovely, he sold it to Rorin at 2 billion shillings. And I've written that story of Kenovia right in this book, of You Don't Need a Job. Because this book, I analyzed 8 stories of 8 successful Kenyans who started from scratch and how they succeeded. Can you imagine? Kenovia sold Nice and Lovely at 2 billion Kenya shillings. He didn't sell a factory. He didn't sell anything you can touch, just the brand. He just gave the name. And 2 billion went to his bank account. Where is the money coming from? Number 2, own savings. Here is the deal. Most entrepreneurs were employed somewhere. That's a fact. And most of you listening to me here tonight, you're employed somewhere. That's a fact. Do not live hand to mouth. If you do not learn the discipline of saving, why do you expect other people to invest in your idea? It's much easier to say, look, I have saved 300,000 shillings. Can you top me up with 700,000? Because you put your treasure there, it means you put your heart there. Where is the money coming from? Number 3, financial institutions, circles, MFIs, banks. The bank is the only place where the poor and the rich meet. The poor takes the money to the bank and says, fix the money in a fixed deposit account for the next 3 years. I have no idea. I'm so poor with anything. I don't know what to do. Just fix it. Fix it. I'm empty for 3 years. Fix it. And the rich man, rich with what? Rich with ideas, goes for your money. If you fear loans, you definitely have not clarified your thoughts. You are fearing failure. You cannot control the risks. You manage risks, but you cannot eliminate them. So banks exist to support you. They have supported me. And I'm standing here to tell you, before he was president, Donald Trump said this: I never bought anything that I could afford. If you only grow through what is in your pocket, a snail is faster. Where is the money coming from? Number 4, suppliers of goods and services. One of our members in Sense One Life Club, I don't know whether she's in our midst tonight, Melanie Wituka, she borrowed 200,000 from her mama to pay her casual laborers when she decided to get into construction, an industry that is predominantly male. There's such male chauvinism in construction that even they put a road sign, men at work. But Melanie decided to get in there. The first tender she got from the CDF was 1.5 million. She didn't have the rest. But she was able to do that road primarily because she got Partnerships with suppliers of machinery, equipment, caterpillars, and then she used to be paid again in certificates as they traditionally do in roadworks. The next project was 5 million. The next project was 20 million. She was finally awarded in 2014 the National Woman Contractor of the Year, and in 2015 the Africa Contractor Woman of the Year. But there are many times she felt like quitting. I've been mentoring Melanie. Every time I go to Kisumu, she drives all the way from Kakamega. Doc, please, can I get 10 minutes with you? Just 10 minutes. And of course, she knows if she meets me, she cannot resign. And I told her, this is the reason I'm writing your story in this book. Don't embarrass me. You must win. Where is the money coming from? Number 5, from your customers. The interesting thing is this. In my training profession, almost always, somebody pays me 30% advance, they pay my flight, they pay my hotel accommodation together with my personal assistant. Now, this is money in kind, capital in kind. Why? My reputation. Every time you work well with your customers, they will always advance you. And even if they don't advance you, they will not delay payments, which in itself is capital. Because one of the things that destroy businesses is delayed payments. Where is the money coming from? Number 6, partners. Sometimes we may decide, hey, there's something I can do. I'm good in teaching, but I'm not good in marketing. Get a partner in marketing to complement you. Or I'm a pharmacist, but my friend is not. He's an accountant. He can be registered to run this, but he can be our finance director. If people can't give you money, clarify your vision. People don't give people money. People invest in a vision. Even the Lord taught us much. When you go before the Lord to make your petitions, clarify your thinking. Because God is not impressed with people who cannot honor their vows. Do not use repetitious words, Jesus taught, as the Pharisees do. Be sure with what you're asking. Be precise. Where is the money coming from? Number 7, strategic investors. The difference between investors and partners is simple. Partners come in the business to run with you. Investors give you the money. They don't come into the business. Initially, they may want a report at the end of the month. After that, they may ask you on quarterly basis, then annually. Investors are people with excess money that they are not using. They're comfortable with their own business, but they don't mind investing in a sharp brain, in a sharp idea. Where is the money going to come from? Number 8, project finance. Those of you in our midst who have interest in real estate, I want to give you a secret here. You can end up doing so well in real estate without ever spending your own money. That's exactly what Integres did with Kenyatta University when they were putting the 10,000 hostels. They came up with a contract. We call it a special purpose vehicle. So you get the contracts from the engineers, from the architects, from Kenyatta University that gives the land. And this is the same thing that the governor for Machakos, Honorable Alfred Mutu, was suggesting to the private investors through a PPP arrangement. If you're interested in real estate, particularly how to make use of project finance, which is different from financing projects. Financing projects is getting money from the bank, and then you finance that, say, construction project. Maybe you're doing some apartments. Project finance is coming up with contractual agreements, and I'll take you through offtake contracts, concessionary contracts. Where is the money coming from? Number 9, venture capital. Venture capital. Venture capitalists come into the business, they give you the money. Usually after a period of 7 years, they plow back the investment and the profits, and they leave you to run the show. Normally they're interested with 3 areas: ICT, energy, and climate change. How many in this live audience have ever heard about the guys calling themselves the sharks? The sharks. Fantastic. These are venture capitalists. Where is the money going to come from? Number 10 and the last one. Negotiate on a profit sharing scheme with a collapsing company. That sounds funny. Negotiate on a profit sharing scheme with a collapsing company. Now, I'm not joking on this point. I know we have many people here from Equity Bank, but this is exactly what Dr. James Mwangi did. Equity was a building society that was not doing so well when Dr. Mwangi went in there. And he went now as an executive director, starting in finance. He became the turnaround CEO. This is the story of James Moria. When Centum was on its knees, today's Centum is the best performing investment vehicle in East Africa. He became the turnaround CEO. And so I invite you to rethink about that. Don't always join the companies that are doing well. Get to someone who's headed to the doldrums and prove your worth. You see, the average person wants to be paid based on the number of hours they work. The strategic mind wants to be paid based on the value they add. The average mind is complaining, I have worked for 20 years and they have not promoted me and they have not given me a salary raise. The strategic mind does not complain about how many years I've been working in this company. They check the value add. What difference have I made since I came here? That's the difference. And this is the kind of a person who can say, wait a minute, why are you closing Everready? Why are you closing Kogoro Foods? Many these companies closed last year and last year but one. Many of them closed. We just need one of us here to say, I think perhaps Softa needed a strategy to get it right. I want to make my part in short. If people like you, they will listen to you. If people trust you, they will do business with you. Do not deviate business funds. Plow back. It takes 6 to 18 months for the average business to stand. Do not confuse incomes with profitability. Keep your eye on profitability. If accounting and finance is not your thing, hire a professional consultant to come once a month. They don't have to be employees. Agree on terms. They come for 2-3 hours to keep your books right. While I spoke about a business system, at the preliminary stages of your business, you've got to build on sweat equity. In the corporate world, you had structures. There was a marketing department, there was a procurement department, there was a HR department. But now in your business, you're both the tea girl, the CEO, the marketer, the sweeper, the guy who opens, and the one who closes the shop. Swallow the pride. Say no to inhibitions. Don't let degrees stand between you and your business. The best marketers in Kenya are diploma holders because many of you graduates, you allow that degree, you allow your degrees to interfere with your education. If you need to buy something downtown, swallow your pride. They don't kill people in Kirinyaga Road. Go there. Riding a matatu does not define you. There's nothing you wear that gives you significance. There's nothing you drive that gives you value. Your value comes from God. And so finally, lean not in your own understanding. Proverbs 3:5. Trust in the Lord God with all your heart. Ultimately, all said and done, it is God who lifts up one and puts down one. Promotion neither comes from the east or from the west. Put your trust in the Lord your God. I want to tell you this for a fact. If you analyze all said and done, it's God who leads a person and puts down another one. And therefore I commend you to the one who owns cattle in 1,000 hills. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord bless you and be gracious to you. The Lord bless you and turn his face toward you. In Jesus' name, amen.